Hey, we're Flick and Joe, and this is our dog Walter. In 2022, we made the crazy decision to quit our full-time jobs, pack up our lives, and move aboard our blue water sailing boat. We spent many months refitting her and getting her ready for our plans until one day we actually did it. We cast off the lines, we pointed her south, and off we went. We've now sailed over 1,000 nautical miles, dodging orcas, yes, actually, and most of the rocks along the way. Join us for the beautiful, quite stressful but endlessly eventful life that is full-time living aboard.
In this week's episode, we explore a little bit of what Morocco has to offer. I get very grumpy with Flick, and we start to take apart the broken autopilot. In our last sailing episode, we sailed non-stop from Vilamoura to Morocco, a 145 nautical mile, 24-hour sail. The autopilot broke in the first hour, and we had some very rough seas.
Here you go, sleepyhead. It's time to get up now. It's 10:30.
You're so smug.
Once we got Flick out of bed and gave Walter a breakfast treat, we went for a walk to explore Tangier. Tangier is a place full of history. It was first established as a Phoenician trading post around 3,000 years ago. Yeah, that's right, 3,000 years. Around 81 years BC, the Carthaginians came along, and it wasn't long before the Romans swooped on in, and after 500 years of Roman rule, the Byzantines captured Tangier, which lasted around 100 years. In around the year 700 AD, there was a large Arab invasion deep into northern Africa. Both the Byzantines and the indigenous populations of Morocco, the Berbers, fought back. The Berbers and Arabs ended up forming a highly successful alliance that ultimately led to the introduction of Islam to the Berber people. But it doesn't stop there. There were invasions from Spain, multiple attempts by Portugal, and Tangier ended up under British rule in the 1600s, gifted to Britain from Portugal, that's right, as a wedding gift for King Charles II in marrying the Portuguese princess Catherine of Braganza. But guess what? It doesn't stop there either. The British gave Tangier back to Morocco in 1684, largely due to the expense of trying to keep it as their own and defend it from the Moroccans, or Berber people, although they still kept a presence of sorts in Tangier. Morocco then flipped between Spanish and French occupation for a number of years. Although Tangier was given its own diplomatic immunity, it was declared an international regime and sort of jointly administered by France, Spain, Britain, which then evolved in 1928 to include input from Netherlands, Belgium, Sweden, Portugal, and Italy. But then World War II came around, and Spain did a sneaky one and occupied the northern region of Morocco, including Tangier, whilst France and the rest of Europe had its own problems to deal with back at home. Finally, in 1956, Morocco was declared independent. Wow, what a history.
So why did we choose to winter our boat in Tangier? Well, beside it being pretty cool here, we didn't really have many other options. Because of Brexit, and because we're British citizens, we're now subject to the Schengen rules, which means we have to leave the EU for 90 days in every 180. Real convenient. These are our options to escape Schengen. We'd ruled out the Caribbean for this year. We did contact some marinas in Gibraltar, but they were fully booked for winter. Plus, Gibraltar is pretty small and very expensive. The other options were much further away in the Eastern Med, Tunisia being closest and still many miles away. Tangier was the perfect solution, just opposite the coast of Spain and Portugal, with the option of exploring the rest of Morocco, plus we'd heard really good things about the marina and the livable community here. We checked into the marina with the aim of staying out our 90 days and resetting our visas, ready to explore the Med in 2023. One of my best friends from school, Lisa, and my sister Chatty arrived a few days later, and we settled in for a boozy first night together, joined by Chris and Amy, and a sceptical what's-it/cheese-it story over a beautiful sunset. You can jump.
I feel like we're missing a cushion.
Is it under this?
Just got that out.
Why is that one so hot?
Put it in the cupboard, I just got it out.
Put your foot there.
Oh, the other one's in the autopilot.
Put your foot there.
Yeah, it's warm.
It's roasting.
That's because it's on the hot water heater. Or on the hot water pipes.
It's lovely.
He always insists on standing right on the edge. It's a risk taker.
Rebel.
Do you want me to get the table out?
Just use that.
We'll just come apart.
It's like a, you know, it's like wood glue as well.
When you were
it's
at school,
shaking
did
apart.
you used to get
Rip the wood
whatsits and like
apart.
bite the
It's
tops
got,
off and get the other one and see how long a figure of whatsits you
Which
can
is
make?
good, but we had enough alcohol to always wedge it full. So I was like, oh, I'll just take that like
take
out
a bit
so we
out.
can wedge all the stuff in, 'cause it's by the mast, so it's like in the middle of the boat.
Put them inside
Does it
each
work
other.
with these as well?
I don't know.
So
That one that looks straight. So you'd bite the tops off both,
Yeah.
and then you would like
Oh.
mash it together and
then
it
try and
doesn't-
make as many
It
as
doesn't work. What it
It's
does.
to do with like it's to do with
Is it the consistency?
And then you make like this massive whatsit that's this big and like check out my whatsit.
yeah.
And all the girls were impressed. That's actually how we met.
That's how you won you over.
Okay, what's going on? You're replacing the water filter because...
We have not very good water pressure in the boat. All the water goes through a filter, and I think that the filter is very dirty, which is why, yeah, it's restricting the pressure.
And we're getting loads of air
So-
bubbles and stuff.
This is what
A new one.
brand new filter looks like.
Oh, it's so clean and shiny.
You don't need to do all the twisting with
I'm
camera.
doing creative. I'm creative.
This is dirty filter.
Whoa.
It's actually really gunky.
Whoa. Whoa.
Stop saying all those things, otherwise it's totally unusable footage. What are you doing? What?
Oh, that's so gross.
Actually
Is it
disgusting.
seaweed?
Shouldn't be seaweed. Can't rinse that out. Well. We could do with getting some water. He's very excited to go on his walk.
Exploring Tangier with Lisa and Chatty was so fun. We went to lots of restaurants and ate an obscene amount of tagine. We got many steps in wandering around the Casbah, and we even went for a hammam, which was one of the stranger bonding experiences. Tangier has some really pretty corners, but it wasn't without its quirks. I found it quite uncomfortable walking around the Medina. I think because I'm blonde with blue eyes, I got a lot of strange looks and some overly long stares. Another strangeness we realised when we went for a long coastal walk one day: you can't actually explore the coastline around the city very easily, as there's a lot of barbed wire and police patrols. We think focused to stop people smuggling, which appears to be a problem here. All in all though, if you look past the barbed wire, it's a really beautiful place to spend 3 months.
Well, down.
Okay, what are we working with here? This is the autopilot prawn.
It's our beastly autopilot. It's actually hot.
Still?
Yeah.
That's just the sun, it's been sitting in the sun.
Do you think? But
Yeah.
It's cold at the back.
Yeah, because that bit was probably in the shade.
No, it's only hot on this side. It's still hot.
Is it hot on this side?
No.
No, it's the sun.
It's not.
It is.
I think it's the heat from the motor.
Okay, whatever.
This is the autopilot unit and it's broken.
Which part of it's broken?
Exhibit A.
It's not a good noise. Not the noise that you want your autopilot making.
So we're gonna have to take it apart.
How?
And I did a little bit of Googling and you can take it apart and you can replace the bits. There'll be some cogs in there that are totally, some plastic or metal cogs that are totally worn away. So we're gonna have a go at taking it apart.
How much to replace it if we have to replace it?
Oh, it's £1,000. It's like £1.5 grand, I think, for a new unit.
What's an expensive one to not be able to fix?
What do you reckon, Walt?
And an important one, isn't it, Well?
It's terminal